Hello guys, this is Eben and I come away once again with a continuation of our class. This is dealing with the various aspects of the GRE. So we want to zoom in into the first part, that is the issue essay, that is a part of the analytical writing. So if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, hit on the notification bell and like the videos so that when any upload is done, you can receive it and you follow as a GRE class. Like I've been saying, from the crawl underneath, you can see that the fee for GRE is going to increase by $15. I don't know the country you are in, but the dollar rate is rising on the rise daily. So if you have anything to do it faster before it increases to a level that we cannot contain. So please do that. So we want to quickly zoom in into the issue essay. So we are looking at the issue essay. This is the first part of the analytical writing. So we'll be looking at that today. So the issue essay looks like a normal debate. That's where you choose a side and you write on that. Then the time allocation is 30 minutes. The total score, it will be marked over 6, and together with the argument essay, they would all be scaled to 6. Then the graders are people like us who are doing their master's PhD, who mark on part-time basis. Then so because they are marking on part-time basis and they are paid according to script, they do not assign much time onto each script, and the content is advisable to write within this content 400 to 70. And because we are talking about this length, it doesn't mean that you should not write your content. So write quality and quantity. Write quality and quantity. And we've mentioned already that the word processing program is not like a normal MS Word where there's spelling and grammar check. So there's no spelling and grammar check, but yes, though, your mistakes are not used against you. You are not penalized if your mistakes are just face out. But if it is in-depth ones, then you'll be penalized for that. So if it's consistent, you'll be penalized. But if it's a face out one, it will be brushed off. But if it is an in-depth one, then you'll be penalized for that. So make sure that you are writing correctly. You are making sure that you are getting your content and your words on point. So the basic approach for writing the issue essay is, so I don't know if you have gone through the previous video, the link I placed in where the PowerPrep software was there. If you have gone through, you see how you approach it. So this would have been helpful. So I don't know, maybe if you went through, maybe you'd be in a rush because of the 30 minutes. Once you get it, you'll be in a rush to write it within the 30 minutes. So there's an approach that they are bringing. So don't be scared by the 30 minutes. But once you get it, make sure that you relax and you think about what you are going to write. So before you start, you take a moment to brainstorm. What can I write about? What are the signs I can write about? I can write about this point. I can write about that point, that point. So you take time to brainstorm. Then after you have brainstormed, you organize it. Okay, so I think that for this side, I'm getting about 4 points. For that side, I'm getting about 5 points. I'm getting 5 points for this side though, but the 4 points are stronger. If I write a 4 point, I think writing on those 4 points will help me rather than writing the 5 points, which are not so strong points. So after organizing, then you now write. So the thinking and organization will take part of your time though. But once you do that, it will help you. But if you don't do the thinking and organization and you start writing, you use more time. Because you start your introduction, you write the first line and be like, hey, no, I shouldn't start like this. No, nah. When this comes in, no, this. And that takes more time. So you write and you get stuck. Then you're now thinking in between and you think that the time is running out. But once you have assigned some time, so let's say I'm using 5 minutes, I'm using 10 minutes, I'm using this minute to do the thinking and the brainstorming. Then afterwards, you start writing. So once you have thought about it and you know what you're going to write, it comes and it flows as such. So the basic approach for you to think, organize, and write. Then in the thinking, what you are going to do basically is that you are going to do for the keywords or phrases. And if they need classification or clarifying, then you clarify them. Then it makes it very easier for you to understand. Then you can write on that. So in thinking, look for the opposite side. So if they are saying this, then the opposite side will be this. So look for examples that would support each side. So in this side, I can talk about this. In that side, I can talk about that. But mostly, when we get these essays, you have taken your side already. So you think about the side, points that can support your side. Because no side is correct, what you can do is that think about the two sides and be generic as possible. So if you can get point for this, point for that, then you just write on a point. They are not asking you for your stand, like what you believe in, whatever. It's just writing on the side. So the side that can give you the point and give you the marks. You just write on that side that can be defended. You can get points for that. You just write on those sides, and you get your point. And so in organization, you just separate your examples. So the examples that will go for that side, and that. So in all these things that you are doing, you are taking a stand. So that's why they are saying that to write to thesis statement. So your thesis statement is after tackling the topic. Okay, so the topic is saying this. So your thesis statement is the side you are taking, because that is what your essay will be built on. That is what your essay is going to stand on. So your thesis statement is very important. So that's why you are telling us that, okay, after weighing maybe all the evidence, this is what you are saying, that you are going for this stand. So they'll be looking for it that what you are writing should be in line with your thesis statement. So you are looking at a sample essay. The sample essay they are looking at is true beauty is found not in the exceptional but in commonplace. True beauty is found not in the exceptional but in commonplace. I may be rushing through, but take time. You can pause it when you get here and brainstorm. Think about it. So let's say this is the question I have gotten. Write an essay in which you take a position on the statement above. In developing and supporting your essay, consider instances in which the statement does and does not hold true. So you can take some time and brainstorm from the point that I've talked about earlier, organizing it and all those, and looking for the sites and all. So true beauty is found not in the exceptional but in commonplace. So you think that no, true beauty is found in the commonplace. That's what you are thinking. Or if you're not thinking that, and you think that there are more points in the commonplace side, you write on that. If there are more points in the exceptional side, you write on that. So we look at how they went about it. Issue essay and every essay, as a matter of fact, has introduction, body paragraphs, and a conclusion. So in introduction, another way that I can see introduction is what you are coming to say, you say it. So it's like, you go be like, okay, so today we are going to talk about this, that. So that is the introduction. Then your body is, you say what you want to say. So say it. So I mentioned that we'll be talking about A, B, C, D. So the A, B, C, D, you tackle them into details. That is the body. Then the conclusion is say what you have said. So what you have said. So today we talked about A, B, C, D. So that is the summary of introduction, body, and the conclusion. So we'll be looking at how to pre-construct all these things. How to pre-construct to get a template for writing your issue essay. So that whenever you see any issue essay, you have your template already. So you can write that. So we can see. So for the issue essay, a good introduction accomplish the following task. So for you to get a good introduction, you are supposed to fulfill these 3 tasks. That is 1, to clearly establish the topic of the paper. Then 2, preview both sides of the issue at hand. Then 3, present a clear thesis. So like we mentioned, stating your thesis. So if you are stating your thesis, so this is where your thesis will come into the introduction. You state your thesis in the introduction. So let's look at what goes into clearly establishing the topic. So establishing the topic. So without me or the one reading your essay, without reading the question that you were given, your essay is supposed to make sense to the person. That is, your essay is supposed to carry the topic within it. So without me reading the question that you were given that you started writing, I should be able to understand your essay from what you write. So in the introduction, I will understand, okay, this is the topic you want to go carry across. Then I'll take it from there. Then I'll understand it from there. So there's a need for you to establish the topic so that people who are reading, without knowing the topic, will know what you are going to talk about. So there are a number of ways that we can establish our topic. The first one is using rhetorical question. So rhetorical question. So the question that you'll be given, you just put it in a rhetorical question. So this approach is a tried and true way of introducing your topic. Instead of simply quoting or paraphrasing the prompt, turn it into a rhetorical question. Here are some few examples. So like the topic that you're looking at, the sample issue essay topic, true beauty is found not in the exceptional, but in commonplace. So where does true beauty lie? In the exceptional or in the commonplace? So once you start like this, you're engaging the reader. So the reader would also think, okay, so is it here? So the reader will have an idea of what you're coming to talk about. So you're also challenging the reader to answer this question. So once they read your, say, okay, they'll get the point of view they are coming from. So rhetorical question is a tried way. Other examples are, do we find the exceptional more beautiful or the commonplace? Can we find beauty only in rare, exceptional instances, or does it truly lie all around us? So you have placed the question that you are giving into rhetorical question. So that's It's a way of establishing your topic. So any essay that you get, you can use the question that you're given, put it into a rhetorical question to establish the topic of the paper. Then we can use famous quotation. So if you know any famous quotation, you can use that famous quotation. So another classic approach to begin an essay is to use either a well-known saying or a famous quote from someone. Beauty is truth, truth beauty, also said a romantic poet John Keats. So that's the famous quotation. Then the common one that we all know, a common saying is that beauty is in the eye of a beholder. So with this, we know that, okay, we are coming to talk about something beauty. So famous quotation. Then we come to anecdote. Anecdote is defined as a brief story. So you can use a brief story to introduce or to establish the essay or the topic. So it is said that Cézanne, the famed French painter, was so concerned with the beauty of his paintings that he would destroy any of his works that he felt was flawed. The romantic poet John Keats was so struck by the beauty of Chapman's translation of Homer's work that he wrote a poem about it. So with this, you are bringing a story. You are trying to start with something. So you're engaging the thought, okay, so how will it turn out? Then you bring in all the other things to question it. Then the fourth one is fact or statistics. So you can use fact or statistics to establish the topic. So for that, for some topics, it will be very appropriate for you to start with the fact or statistics. Then factual mistakes will not cost you anything. So let's say you want to say that per the research that they did, they came out with 63%, but I don't know if it's 63% or 400,000 people. But you go and say that, 290,000 people, 63%, go and say 60%. You have made a factual mistake, but per what you want to use it for, you want to use the majority. So 60% is still majority. 63, you made a mistake though, but 60% is still majority. So it will hold for what you want to say. So factual mistakes will not really cost you because you know that, okay, what I want to say, per the research, the majority went for it, so it will support what I want to do. You'll be given the blue light or the green, you'll be given a green light. A recent scientific study showed that the faces that people find the most beautiful are those that are the most symmetrical. Psychologists have demonstrated that people's responses to certain phenomena are based on the certain innate mechanisms in the brain. So these are facts or statistics that have been made. So using this, you are establishing the topic. Then the last one, definition. So definition, one way you may wish to start your essay is by defining one of the key terms for the prompt. Beauty by definition is what is that which moves us or impacts us significantly. The exceptional typically refers to those things that stand out, which is a plausible definition for beauty. So you can use these 5 ways to establish the topic using rhetorical question, using famous quotation, using anecdote, using fact and statistics, and the last one using definitions. The common ones that you can use are rhetorical question. Of course, if the question is there, you can put it into a rhetorical question. And the definition. So the definition, if you don't understand the terms, of course, you cannot write the essay. So definitions are also there to help us. So the two, at least you can use the two. But for famous quotation, you may not know any famous quotation. You cannot come up with any story. But even for story, if you are good, you can just formulate your own story and bring it up. Then the facts and statistics, maybe you don't know any fact concerning the topic you are going to get. But for the definition and for the rhetorical question, those ones are the easiest ones to do. So any question that you get, you can put it in the rhetorical question. You can use definitions, define the terms in it, and you are good to go. You have established your topic. Then we continue with the preview the issue. So preview the issue. So after the topic has been made clear to the reader, it is necessary to inform the reader the issue at hand. So what is the issue at hand? So it is for you to tackle the both sides. So the issue is for us to know whether that's beauty that you are talking about, that lies in the eyes of the beholder, whether it is in the exceptional or it is in the commonplace. So some transition words will help us, like but, despite, although, those things. So you can see some of the examples there. So despite the assertions of meaning that beauty is everywhere, true beauty is found only in exceptional cases. So this is previewing both sides. So it can be here. So something that it is in exceptional, something it is in a common place. So that is giving you the preview. We are tackling on both sides. Then you move on to presenting your thesis. So in presenting your thesis, that's where you tackle the side that you are taking. So that's why you want to tell us that, something is here. But for you, you believe that true beauty is in the exceptional, not in the common place. Because if common things were beautiful, the very word will lose its meaning. So this is where you stand. So you want to say that, okay, it is in the exceptional, not in common place. So if you also think it is in a common place, this way you are going to write it. You are thinking, I think true beauty is in the common place, not. So some people would want to avoid maybe using the singular person pronoun, but you are the one writing. So there is no wrong with you using I think, I believe this. So it is important for you to indicate the position that you are taking, because that is what your essay will be about. So the reader is looking forward to every point they are making to be in line, be under the umbrella of your thesis. So it is clear that beauty is not found in the exceptional. It's not found in the common place, but in the exceptional. On closer inspection, even so-called common objects that people consider beautiful are actually exceptional. In my view, beauty is found in the exceptional. After weighing the evidence, it is certain that beauty is in the province of the exceptional. So with this, you can see that for all the theses, it's not just stated, but they are giving some small basis, justification for them. So you can see that for all, there are some small justification. They're trying to justify why they are going for this thesis, a little justification. So don't just state your thesis, but justify it a little, which you are going to thoroughly explain or exploit in your essay, in the body paragraphs. So after this, you are done with your introduction. You've established the topic, you've previewed the issue, and you have also presented your thesis. So you have done with the introduction. So this is basically how you go about all the introductions in your issue essay. So moving on to your body. So the body, to what the body is supposed to do. The body is the difficult part to do because you don't know the essay or the topic you are going to get. But it is supposed to do these two. You are supposed to use a good transition or topic sentence to start your body. Then you explain how the example you are bringing supports the thesis. So that's what all your points they are going to bring in your body. But that's what they are supposed to do. So you start with a good transition or topic sentence. Then you explain how this is in linkage with your thesis. So you're going to look at two examples. What they did, the examples that they brought, but one, they didn't link it to their thesis. They didn't link it to their thesis, and the other one was linked to their thesis. So you are going to look at the two. Then we can do that. So let's look at that. So using a transition, so these are some transition or topic sentences that we can use. So transition or topic sentences, they are just a gentle reminder of what the thesis is. So look at this. One example of beauty in the exceptional is Leonardo da Vinci's Mona Lisa. A second instance in which true beauty lies in not in the common place but in the exceptional is Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris. So these ones look like simple transitions, like firstly, secondly, thirdly. Moreover, it looks like simple ones that you might want to avoid, but you can, if you want that, you can go with that. But you can also put it into a more interesting way, like the following. Leonardo da Vinci's Mona Lisa is surely one of the most exceptional and beautiful paintings ever created. Consider the beauty of Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris, a building that is in no way commonplace. So you have started with a good transition and topic sentence, which is a reminder of our thesis that it is in the exceptional and not in the commonplace. So the second thing you're supposed to do is what? Explain your examples. Explain how these examples that you are bringing support your thesis. So on the GI, don't be caught up with writing a lot of examples, explaining your point in details, giving details about your points and examples that you forget to link it to your thesis. So let's look at this example. Then we'll look at a second one. Then we see the disparity there. So let's look at this one. Like Da Vinci's Mona Lisa, the Cathedral of Notre Dame in Paris is an exceptional and exceptionally beautiful object. Notre Dame is a stunning example of Gothic architecture, famous for the flying buttresses that adorn the sides of the building. The cathedral also has rows and rows of beautiful sculptures recessed into the walls, as well as a gorgeous central stained glass window. These features make Notre Dame one of the most beautiful cathedrals in the world. So with this, you can see that they are just giving examples, like explaining how Notre Dame is an exceptional place, but they are failing to link it to our thesis, explain how it supports the thesis. So let's look at this second example. So the example above does well to give specific details about the example, but fail to explain why it supports the thesis. So let's look at this one. Like Da Vinci's Mona Lisa, the Cathedral of Notre Dame in Paris is an exceptional and exceptionally beautiful object. Churches and cathedrals line the streets of most cities in Western Europe, but few possess the renown of Notre Dame. Notre Dame is a stunning example of Gothic architecture, famous for the flying buttresses that adorn the sides of the building. The cathedral also has rows and rows of beautiful sculptures recessed into the walls, as well as a gorgeous central stained glass window. These features make Notre Dame one of the most beautiful cathedrals in the world. Compared to a common church or cathedral, Notre Dame is truly awe-inspiring. Victor Hugo used the building as the backdrop for his magnificent The Hunchback of Notre Dame, and thousands of tourists travel untold miles to view the cathedral. That sort of beauty is not possessed by just any church on the corner. So I'm giving it to you to examine these two. The first one that we read and this second one. What do you think? So we can see from this second one that this second one is trying to explain how these examples support our thesis. People traveling all across the world to come and view it. If it was common, why would you travel to go and just view a common thing? No. So it means it's an exceptional thing. Then this beauty is not possessed by just any church in the corner. Then many churches line up the streets of Western Europe, but the renown that Notre Dame has, no other church has. It is showing that this is exceptional. So it's explaining how these possessions, that it being gorgeous, having beautiful sculptures and all, it's explaining why all these things are supporting that it is an exceptional thing. And so don't forget to explain why your example supports your thesis. So with that, then it means you are done with your body as well. You are done with your body as well. So every example that you bring, make sure that you explain how it supports the thesis. Then you'll be done with all the examples you are going to bring up. Then you finally go to pre-construction of your conclusion. So in your conclusion paragraph, you're supposed to have your conclusion for two reasons. One, a conclusion paragraph is evidence of good organization. It shows that you knew exactly what points you wanted to make. You've made them and you are now ending the essay. I wanted to make maybe 10 points. I've made those 10 points and I'm ending my essay. So it shows good organization. Then the second one is an essay that lacks conclusion shows that the essay is incomplete. Almost as if your writing abruptly ends before it should. This can give a negative impression of your essay. So for your conclusion paragraphs, what you're supposed to do is alert the reader the essay is ending. Let them know that okay, we are ending, and summarize the main points of the essay. Some test takers even prefer to write their introduction and the conclusion first and then fill in the body paragraphs. This strategy has the advantage of making your essay seem complete even if you happen to run out of time writing the body paragraph. So even if you write just 1 point for your body paragraph, it means that you just have 1 point and you have made that 1 point and you are ending your essay. So it seems good organization from there. Then you write a lot of points and you don't conclude. It seems that you didn't really organize what you are going to do and it couldn't work within the time that you were given. So because the introduction is easier to pre-construct and the conclusion as well, you can do these two and write your body paragraph in between. So alerting the reader. So in conclusion, it is clear that true beauty is found not in the commonplace but in the exceptional. Ultimately, beauty lies in the exceptional, not in the commonplace. As the bulk of evidence shows, the exceptional, not the commonplace, possesses true beauty. Clearly, true beauty is found in exceptional things, not in common ones. The examples above all support the idea that we find true beauty in the exceptional cases, not in the common ones. Then you summarize the main point. Your conclusion should also summarize the main point of the essay, meaning that it should mention the thesis and how the example supports it. So in conclusion, it is clear that true beauty is found not in the commonplace, but in the exceptional. The Mona Lisa and the Notre Dame are both exceptional examples of fairly common things that is in these exceptions that are noted as true beauty. If anything, the commonplace serves only as a contrast to what true beauty really is. Ultimate beauty lies in the exceptional, not in the commonplace. While paintings and churches are fairly commonplace, only a few of them, such as the Mona Lisa and Notre Dame, truly reach the height of beauty. It is these exceptions that we find real beauty. So when you do these things, when you follow these things mentioned, how to pre-construct your introduction, how to pre-construct your body, how to pre-construct your conclusion, you are basically done. You've written your essay and you have a good essay from as such. So I believe you following this will help you in writing your issue essay. If you have any comments, you can leave it in the comment section and I'll do what to reply to your comment. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please subscribe and hit on the notification bell and like the videos as well. May God be with us all and may God help us to excel in our GRE. See you in the next video.